Mogadore makes their way into Bob Wine Field tonight for a good old-fashioned slugfest with the Lucas Cubs, who play on their home surface for the first time since week 1 tonight, with a whole lot of playoff points up for grabs between a pair of powerhouse programs with a combined ridiculous 32 straight playoff appearances. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report, with the Cubs and Wildcats squaring up next.
The Friday Night Showdown coming to your eyes here in a couple minutes. But first, we got the pregame show. Take it right here on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. Welcome back to the Coney Island Diner pregame for an awesome small school showdown at Bob Wine Field. Alongside the one, the only, the illustrious Garret Parlett, I am Brian Skowronski, and we have got a fantastic game on hand for you guys tonight. Lucas checking in at 3-1 against undefeated Mogadore. It just doesn't get much better than this, G-Man. A couple of programs with very long streaks of making the postseason.
These two teams, they know how to get it done when it comes to winning, and expect nothing but greatness here tonight. It's going to be a tight knit contest, and I'm expecting a great game from both sides, the Cubs and the Wildcats.
Yeah, of course, there's a great crowd on hand, as always, here at Lucas. And we always honor America here in the great United States. So we'll begin tonight's broadcast just like that. Big shout out to the Lucas Pet Band. Just the 9-piece of them, but playing a great rendition here of the Star Spangled Banner. All right, the new rendition of Mogadore seems like kind of the old, as the Wildcats, unblemished She-Man checking in tonight at 4-0 on the season, but that didn't come without a heavy dose of some heart medication, man. They've had a couple of real close, tight ones.
Yeah, you see the one against Field. That was a little bit of a controversy, Brian. They stopped him on a two-point conversion from Field. Then that one with 7 seconds remaining. Then they blew out their next two opponents. Then that one against Liberty Benton, where the QB from Mogadore was able to score with about 1:20 remaining in that one, and they would hang on and get an interception there late to beat Liberty Benton 33-28. So kind of the cardiac kids are the Mogadore Wildcats so far this season.
And the guy for them that's kind of been leading the way, this dude is a flat-out monster. But first, before we talk about Mason Williams, we got to show you the Cubs running out onto the field. It's always a sight here at Bob Wine. Everybody up on their feet. The fireworks pop off. It's a great small school environment. If you've never been out here for a football game, folks, you truly are missing out. This is a special, special place. But as I was saying about a special talent, how about Mr. Mason Williams? I mean, this dude, he's more versatile than like a pop star singing alligator wrangler, and just about as dangerous as one.
Yeah, this dude's a stud. They're going to line him, Brian, all over the field in the various formations they run. They'll put him at fullback when he's in high formation. They'll run him back in there in the backfield as a running back when they go to the wing T, a little bit of an offense. So, and they'll even line him up on the far side of the field when they go spread and try to get him on one-on-one matchups with some cornerbacks, and they like their matchups out there. But Mason Williams, this dude's a dog. He's committed to the University of Ohio, so expect big things here from the 6'4", 245-pound. They got him listed as an athlete, as everything, Brian. He does it all here for the Wildcats.
And then for Lucas, they've also had some nail-biters in the early going of their season. Back-to-back one-point games, including a crazy finish against Hillsdale that came all the way down to the final minute before back-to-back games where they've really looked fantastic, G.
And we talked about on the way over here, Brian, Lucas, it could be 3 weeks of straight undefeated opponents. You see that Week 4 win at Mapleton where they had almost 500 total yards of offense and defeated them pretty handily 55-21. Mapleton was at an unblemished 3-0. Then, of course, tonight playing an undefeated Mogadore team. And then can't forget about next week, too, taking on an undefeated Crestview team. As of right now, at least, they have a game up against Monroeville. But Lucas, a tough schedule here the next couple weeks, but it all starts here tonight against Mogadore. Let's see if they can get it done. If they got the recipe for it, let's see if they can cook it up.
One of a couple Swiss Army knives for the Cubs offensively, of course, is Andrew Finello, the senior. This dude mixes it up. He's a great threat, of course, running the football, but hey, when you play running back for Lucas, you got to be almost 9 yards per clip, but he also is a really good pass catcher.
Yeah, and they're going to need him to be able to catch the ball here tonight against the Mogadore team that's going to try to stifle the run, and Lucas is going to have the opportunity to get out there and try to get some balls out in the flats, and they got the special talent to do so. Obviously, Andrew Finello here on the graphic, 30 carries, 261, 8.7 yards a clip, almost a first down every time this dude touches the ball.
Right.
And then, as you mentioned, the receiving game, they're going to need him tonight in all facets if they want to knock off this undefeated Mogadore team here at home.
Yeah, of those 6 touchdowns that he's got, 4 of them have coming in the receiving game so far. All right, Mogadore won the toss. They elected to defer. They are going to kick it off here. So Lucas will begin with the football as our Coney Island Diner pregame is wrapping up, and we are ready for football action here at Bob Wine Field. Great atmosphere. We're always here for football.
It's been a minute since I've been out here, I believe since 2020. I don't think I was out here last year at all, and now I forgot how nice this atmosphere is. One of the best in the area, if not the best. So shout out to the Cubs, cooking it up there with the music, and of course the fans. One of the best fan bases here we got in the area.
So we got the Metallica blaring as we're about ready for the opening kickoff. Couple of guys back deep for the Cubs. They're going to have Logan Toms waiting for it alongside Zach Deal. And here we go, small school royalty. About to get underway. The kick is deep and it's at Corbin. Has to back up a bit out of his own 10. And just go straight ahead. Knocked down at about the 34-yard line, so a pretty solid return here for Lucas. And we'll take a look at their starting offense here tonight, presented by the Coney Island Diner. Andrew Smolin, he's a 3-year starter at quarterback. We talked already about Finello, what he's able to bring to the table. Logan Toms will touch the ball quite a bit, as will Corbin, Time Lenhart. They'll mix it up with him from time to time. Typically, he's the lead blocker. And then all 5 new starters up front for Lucas heading into this season, but they have fared well so far up to this point. First down, they'll go straight ahead with Finello. And he's got pickup of a couple, maybe 3.
And you know, with the Lucas, you know, graduating so many seniors, but they do that every year, and to be able to replenish and really just reload instead of rebuild, what Coach Spidler has really brought here is just phenomenal. This team is always in the playoff hunt, and it's going to be another year where they're, you know, making a deep run. But you talked about the new 5 up front, Brian. They've been handling their own so far this season.
On a 2nd and 7, they'll bring Logan in motion, bring him right back. And then they'll get it to him. He trucks his way forward and reaches across midfield for a big first down into enemy territory right away.
And I don't know if Mogadore has seen a team so far this season. Matter of fact, I'll say they haven't. That play with the physicality that Lucas does. I mean, it's just straight up. We're going to line up and we're going to run it right down your throat. And if you're going to like it or you're not. And whether if not Mogadore is able to step up and be able to handle that is going to be a key here today, because I don't think they've seen the physicality that Lucas is going to bring to them here tonight.
Fresh set here for the Cubs, and they'll send it straight ahead. Another 2-yard gain, as we'll welcome in the starting lineups for Mogadore here this evening. Got a pretty big defensive front. You got to like the linebacking core with Westfall, Kinzel, and Lanham. And then in the secondary, pretty solid. They've got a couple of kids that have been playing for a couple of years back there, so should be some fun matchups when Lucas does decide to go to the air tonight, and they will with Andrew Smolin, who's been throwing it a whole lot more than we've seen teams in the past. 43 attempts here through 4 weeks.
Andrew Smolin on the keeper for the Cubs.
This time they'll just keep it on the ground, though. And Smolin's got a couple more. It's going to be 3rd down 5.
Big time 3rd down here coming up really for both sides. For Mogadore trying to get off the field and get a quick 3 and out. After a first down or so for the Cubs, get off the field and see if they can get something going from the offense. And for Lucas, they got to control the clock here tonight, and they're looking to do so with this run game. They seem to do so every single game. Let's see if they can do it here and pick up a key first down.
So on 3rd and 4, there's a jump cut and a first down here for Lucas. Just so hard to key on who's going to get the ball. This time it's Finello.
I mean, this is exactly what you call football in a phone booth. I mean, it's hard running a camera up here, Brian, and try to follow them. It's so tough with the misdirection. They got so many guys in motion, and then the play fakes, they're phenomenal. It's awesome to watch up here. And Lucas picking up another first down here sets him up.
So the Cubs on the move inside the 40-yard line. Come out in the wing T formation, per usual. Go play action, though, here. Smolin to the sky, takes a hit, got a man, it's tipped. Nearly intercepted, but it falls to the turf, incomplete. Cubs, though, looking to take a shot here early.
Yeah, looking to go for it all right here, trying to connect with Toms. He gets hit as he's releasing it, too, and just kind of I mean, that's a pretty good ball, too. That hits Toms right in the midst, just not able to collect it. 2 guys in the area for Mogadore, so it'll set up a 2nd and 10 here from about the 38.
Looks like all 11 guys in the box here for Mogadore. This is where it definitely becomes just reading your keys, playing assignment football as Tom starts inside. He's got a 4-yard pickup, so it'll be 3rd down, and the Cubs going to need about 5.
It's a risky strategy, sending, you know, all 11 guys in that box area. I know Lucas loves to, you know, just run the ball and try to win that, you know, war of attrition up front. But, you know, you got to respect the Cubs. We've seen on that last play before that one where Smolin just threw it up top to Toms, and he almost came down with it. So you got to respect the throwing ability here from the Cubs and Smolin.
They're going to toss it. Toms are going to catch the edge now. Spins his way inside. Great pursuit that time by Mogadore to force him into the linebackers, and that was Colin Lehner who stretched it out. It's going to be fourth down.
It's going to bring up fourth down for the Cubs.
Good stop there for Mogadore there, following their keys, stringing it out, the defensive end right there. Great job staying contained and staying home. It sets up a pivotal fourth down, Brian. I'm curious if the coaching staff for Lucas elects to stay on the field.
From the 33-yard line, Smolin checks his wristband. He's back in the gun. He's got two receivers here to the near side. He's rolling this way. Pressure coming from the backside, and he's going to throw complete. It's Andrew Finello. Down about to the 10-yard line, 23-yard pickup.
Completed to Andrew Finello.
Great job right there from Smolin, staying patient. He had a guy, bearing down on him, and Finello has been great out of the backfield, catching the ball this season and showing it off right there. Get another big 23-yard pickup and sets up the Cubs here in business.
He talks about what a versatile threat Finello can be out of the backfield and how good he's been catching the ball so far this season. 8th reception so far on the year. Logan Toms, this time Submarines, nowhere to go, and an excellent tackle by Austin Constantine.
Toms so far this season leading the team in rushing with 269 on 35 carries and 4 TDs as well. So they got a couple guys back there. It's kind of running back by committee, but each game everybody can have their own night of beasting and feasting. We see that a couple times throughout Lucas, and I love the versatility the Cubs have where they can, like this formation right here, lining two guys out wide. They don't have to, play that football in a phone booth, so to speak, and they got the ability to throw the ball.
Looks like they'll try to go to the sky here. They will on the rollout. It's Logan Toms with the grab this time.
Smolin's pass is complete.
And Smolin
Logan Toms
starting the day 2 for 3.
I like what they're doing here, rolling him out. They rolled him out on the previous pitch and catch to Finello, and great block from 45 on a big guy too. That was Mason Williams. Great job stepping out there, taking up a block. He's now the Cubs. Another pivotal third down, and I think if he went for it on the last one, I think he's going to go for it again if they can't convert here on third down.
Third down for the Cubs.
Lucas can still get a first down basically at the 1.5-yard line, as they have already chewed up a bunch of clock. Flags come in, the first of the night, and it'll be a false start against Lucas. First miscue that we've seen from the Cubs offense.
That's a big one too, going to set them back and shrink the playbook here.
Legal procedure on the Cubs.
So they're going to bring them about a 3rd and 10. As you mentioned, they can get that first down, Brian, depending on the spot.
So a big 3rd down and 10 now for the Cubs. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Finello. Low snap. Smolin handles it. Pressure breaks through. And he's got the completion. Actually, they're going to say incomplete. In and out of the hands. And it's 4th down. Decision time for real now. They've got a pretty solid kicking game, and it does look like they're going to trot on the field goal team with Aiden Culler.
Great play right there from Mogadore, staying on the hip of the receiver, jarring that ball free.
Aiden Culler on to
looks like it was Zach Deal out there, trying to reel that one in, but not able to do so to bring up a field goal attempt here for Culler.
Be about a 29-yard attempt, and it's going to be blocked by the Wildcats.
The kick is blocked.
Huge mistake here for Lucas on the block, and a little extracurricular activity here after the play, just fighting for the ball.
Take one more look at our Tridico Sign Company replay. You see it was a bad snap all the way, but look at all those white jerseys that were able to get through, get some pressure. Looked like I think 2 of them got a paw on it.
Yeah, a lot of Mogadore Wildcats there in the backfield on that field goal attempt. So nice drive for the Cubs too. Had a lot of things going well on that first offensive series, but not able to capitalize in points. And I know that's what's going to have Coach Spittler so upset. Had a chance to get some points on the board, not able to do so. Now it sets up this Mogadore offense here back towards their own end zone.
Here's our keys to the game presented by Coney Island Diner. Control the clock. Hey, job well done here by Lucas. Almost 7 minutes gone by on that opening possession. Just weren't able to come away with some points. They need some takeaways of their own, though, G-Man, and we'll see if they're able to make something happen here and then mix up the offense for Lucas. I think they did a pretty solid job of that on the first drive.
Yeah, I love that. They had multiple formations. They had guys lining up wide. Then they went back to their usual the wing tee, and kind of pounded it down your throat. And I love the mix between run and pass on that drive. I thought it was a great opening series, just not able to capitalize on points, and it sets up Mogadore now the chance to get some points on the board and take this lead.
Get ready to see plenty of different formations here tonight from the Cats. They will switch it up. They'll bring their man Williams in motion. He's the lead blocker. But Lucas stuffs it in the hole. Not a whole lot there. Here's the starting offense tonight for Mogadore. Zeke Cameron, who's made a lot of starts so far in his high school career. This is his second full season as the starter. We talked about Mason Williams. It says halfback next to his name, but really he can play anywhere. A couple of solid receivers in Kaufman and Stevenson, and then they are good up front. So it should be a fun battle in the trenches throughout the night. Second down for Mogadore, and they'll go straight ahead. I believe this is Williams. And again, Lucas, I mean, they're just stout in the middle. It's hard to run right at this team.
Great penetration up front, and great job getting your hands on right there. I think it was a pulling guard from Mogadore with the defensive line for Lucas. Able to keep their eyes up, see where the ball is going, and be able to wrap up Mason Williams, a guy we've talked about plenty enough here tonight, but going to have to wrap him up if they want to win here tonight.
Here's the starting lineup for Lucas on defense tonight. So solid in the secondary, a ton of veterans out there. A little bit of youth up front, but they're starting to grow into the season, of course, with those two big wins in back-to-back weeks. Through the sky, wide open, all alone is Nick Kaufman, and he'll surge forward for the first down of the night for Mogadore.
Kaufman trying to reach out there. I don't think he knew where he was at on the field. Had plenty for the first down there. As you see him reaching out there on the replay. So that'll be the first down of the night here for Mogadore. I think that was big too, because Lucas, the crowd was getting behind it. Lucas able to get a stop there. It's kind of a win situation, because then you'll be able to have great field position for the offense for the Cubs. But great job from the Wildcats getting that first down.
Bring a man in motion on the jet sweep. It's a handoff to Corey Lehner. Cubs, along with Toms, converge to make the stop. Minimal gain, though.
Offensive line for Mogadore is going to have to get out there in space, including the wide receivers, too, and make better blocks on some of these linebackers for Lucas, because they're just roaming free and doing a great job of reading their keys, as this is going to set up a second down. Looking like a 2nd and 9, maybe a minimal game on first down, but so far the running game here for the Cats not working.
Three receivers to the near side. They'll swing it out, and again, it's Lehner, but deja vu. Nowhere to go.
Great job right there from the corner. Just reading it immediately. Read the bubble screen all the way. Able to avoid the blocker. And that's Mason Williams out there too. Great job from the Cubs. Gang tackling there, and brings up a 3rd and 11.
Crucial down here for both sides. Cubs fans trying to make a lot of noise as they've got Mogadore backed up 3rd and long. Want to keep an eye, of course, on 87. He's lined up at tight end here on the near side. He's going to stay in the block, at least for now. They'll go to the sky, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. A little bit of contact, but nothing worthy of a flag flying out on the field. So 4th down, Cubs defense does their job.
Cubs defense able to hold strong. You see on this replay, just a little bit overthrown. Some contact, but that's, both sides right there. Yeah, that's a good no call, just holding it in your pocket, the ref. And then good job here from this Cubs defense, holding strong, forcing Mogadore to punt on their first offensive possession.
Back to punt for Mogadore.
Logan Toms standing back at his own 35-yard line. Williams really kind of does it all as he punts it here. It's a spiraling one. Takes Logan back to the 25. Juke move and lowers his shoulder, and he takes a pop.
Logan Toms on the return.
So a decent return by Toms, and the Lucas offense going to have their second drive of the night. beginning with some pretty solid field position. And they were able to move it. G got down to, I believe, like the 5-6 yard line on the previous possession, but sometimes penalties come at the worst times, and they had that false start, backed them up, and they weren't able to convert on the field goal as it got blocked.
Yeah, I love the play calling for Lucas on that first offensive drive, that they mixed it up. They had different formations and get into, their athletes in space and able to do so as we're going to get a little tight formation here from the Cubs.
Well, that's a stunner. They'll toss it to Toms, and Logan weaves his way, lowers the shoulder, and he's out across the 45 to the 46.
Daniel Colbank on the stop for Mogadore.
You got to look at the offensive line here. I mean, this is a tremendous hole.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Able to run through. I mean, I could have ran through that hole, Brian, and right now, this Lucas front is winning the point of attack, winning the battle up front, and that's something Mogadore, they're going to have to change if they want any chance to win this game, because only one possession here so far for Mogadore, and it looks like the Cubs are going to hold it out this entire quarter.
Toms inside give. Finello cuts back, keeps his feet back into enemy territory just like that, as they're down to the 42-yard line in a big burst.
Austin Constantine on the
So much misdirection in the backfield for the Cubs. It's hard to tell where the ball's going. As you take a look at the replay here, it's a direct snap back to Toms, and he's going to hand it off. And then just making defenders miss. And he was untouched for until about the 6th yard he was able to get as the Cubs going back to this tight formation. Another reverse.
Up inside, big hole, and again it's Finello squirting through, creating some extra yardage as well, as they'll get another fresh set.
On the stop. Good enough for another Cub first down.
Being able to defend this Lucas Cub offensive attack is so hard because it relies so much on, your front seven to be able to read their keys and kind of diagnose what's going on. And there's so much going on in the backfield for Lucas that it's hard to do so, and you're seeing the result here.
On first down again, they'll keep it in the hands of Finello. He has been the hot hand, and we showed you in the pregame that he's averaging about 9 per clip heading into tonight. Some things never change, G.
They'll continue to do so, and look at the block right here from 77. I know the play was almost over.
Andrew Finello again on the
That's going to be Braden Spittler right there, laying the wood and getting some pancakes here. Looks like this is going to bring us to the quarter break unless the Cubs pull a fast one.
We've been here 18 minutes. It's already quarter number 1 in the books. We head to the second. No score for the Lucas Cubs. Back on the move.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects, check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report. It's a swift moving first quarter here at Bob Wine Field, but hey, that's the style that Lucas plays with, and they're on the move here, knocking on the door of the red zone for the second time tonight, but still locked up in a scoreless tie against Mogadore. I'm Brian Skowronski, Garret Parlett with me here tonight, and a couple of powerhouses going toe-to-toe. Undefeated Wildcats here on the road, taking on Lucas, who is 3-1, 3 straight victories for them, and a whole lot of playoff bursts consecutively for these two programs, as it's incomplete. The second incompletion of the night from Smolin, trying to hook up with Finello.
Just a little low right there for Smolin out on the outside, and converging defenders right there, multiple of them, for the Wildcats to set up 3rd and short here for the Cubs.
They're going to run it straight ahead with Logan Toms, the most physical runner in the backfield that they have. And he's got enough to move the sticks. Another direct snap too, Garrett.
Look at the offensive line here. I mean, it's hard not to appreciate these guys. I mean, there's 3 or 4 defensive linemen for Mogadore on the ground every play. And you even see Mason Williams right there picking his backside off the turf, so I should say the grass. But what a start here for the Cubs here early.
They'll toss it this time. And blockers were forming out in front for Toms. Lost his footing as he tried to strike it back upfield and slips down at about the 13-yard line.
Might have been able to walk in the end zone for 6 right there. You've seen the convoy out front.
Brings up 2nd down for the Cubs.
Just slipped right there on the grass. Did Toms, and 10:55 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. See if the Cubs can punch this in.
Run left side this time. Finello with the rock. Kept the engine running, turned the legs out for a gain of probably 5 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and real short.
Still a chance for the Cubs to get a 1st down here too. Just need about 3 yards and set them up in a goal-to-go situation. We've seen this is where Mogadore was able to hold him. Let's see if they can do it again.
Everybody for the Wildcats up around the line of scrimmage.
Andrew Finello.
Finello's going to be real close. 4th down, I believe, is going to be the signal here. Just wasn't a lot of breathing room.
Nowhere to go right there for Finello. A couple cats in the backfield converging to bring up this 4th down. About a 4th and a yard.
Biggest play so far of the night, I'd say. Wildcats already have a blocked field goal attempt by the Cubs to keep them off the board. Can they have a huge defensive stand? Direct snap and nowhere to go for Toms. Williams met him in the backfield. Dropped him down maybe for a loss.
We've been talking about this guy all pregame, and he needed to show up, and look where he is. Biggest play of the night so far. Dragging down Toms. He was almost able to slip out, and that ball looked like it might have been fell out anyway, Brian, but doesn't matter. Mogadore was going to get the possession regardless. So 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats. That bend, don't break mentality, it's happened the past 2 possessions.
And for Mogadore here tonight, me and G-Man always have some chit-chats before the game. This is what we thought they needed to do, kind of beat Lucas at their own game and win up front, right, G?
They have to be able to win the attack up front, because if you let Lucas, get under your pads and drive you, it's pretty much game over. You got to meet these guys with physicality. And look at this formation. Look at the splits from Mogadore here, Brian.
Lucas kind of a hat on a hat with those monster splits. And here's a monster man trucking forward near the 20-yard line. And Williams, such a handful. 3 touchdowns last week on the ground. And here he is getting involved in the rushing attack early on.
You don't see teams, have that far of splits very often, but Mogadore might have seen something in film that they wanted to attack. They're going to continue to do so here. I mean, these are what you call nasty splits, Brian. I mean, these are 3-4 yards.
Again, they'll run it. Flag on the field. A lot of shoulder pads popping out there as Colin Lehner was able to get forward for 1st down yardage, at least for now. It appears, though, this one's going to be going against Lucas. Though no specific signal yet from the head official. It's going to be a chop block against the defense. That's a rare call.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You see it typically, if you're going to see it, you'll see it on the offensive side, but see if you can see it here in the replay.
I do not. I think they're trying to say that it was against Ty Lamhart.
Wildcats, an automatic first down. First and
He definitely
10
went
from
low.
37-yard line.
Hard to tell. Nevertheless, it's got the Cats on the move. First down here. And they'll turn, counterplay. Williams barrels forward out to the 45.
Mason Williams on the carry.
So you've seen Williams on that first possession from Mogadore line up all sorts of places, but so far here this second possession, he's been in the backfield and he's taken every single carry so far, dragging 3-4 Lucas defenders to bring up a second and short here for the Wildcats.
The future Ohio Bobcat listed at 245, 6'4".
45-yard line.
And now he's going to be lined up at tight end on the right end. Two back set, and they'll toss it into the hands here of Colin Lehner, who's got enough for a fresh set.
Lehner, the ball carrier.
Great blocking here from Mogadore, and they ran right
Takes the ball ahead for
to that right side, and great down blocking from the Wildcats, able to find the hole and capitalize and pick up a first down here from Mogadore as they're beginning to get their offense to churn and click.
Well, this is a program that's been clicking for a long time. Lots of playoffs in a row, G, as we talked about. Made the postseason every year for the last 23. But here's our trivia question of the night for you folks. How many playoff games has Mogadore played in so far during their very illustrious reign as one of the small school dominant powers in the state of Ohio? So we already told you 23 consecutive trips to the postseason. I'm not going to give away how many times they've been, but how many playoff games have they been a part of? Second down, they try the ground game again, and they get deeper into Cub territory. It's Constantine this time. But it's going to bring up a third down.
Zach Deal on the stop for the Cubs.
So Mogadore, this entire second drive, they've been, run. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they hit a little play action here about 3rd and 4 and see if they can catch the club sleeping.
We haven't seen Zeke Cameron really try to go to the sky tonight. And he won't here. Toss play. And it's going to result in another first down as Lehner
Lehner, the ball carrier, takes it
showcasing some tough running.
First down.
Great blocking here. Tremendous block from Mason Williams. Able to follow his guys and get a big first down as the Cats beginning to do their own little Lucas impersonation here, Brian, running the football and burning some clock while doing it.
And they're just lining up in the tie formation and going right at him, giving the Cubs a little dose of their own RPO. Williams hitting the backfield, didn't stop him. Still able to use that big body and the leverage and fall forward for, I think, about a gain of 5.
Thought they had him dead to rights in the backfield right there. Had an opportunity to get him there, but then just bowling defenders over. And able to get a decent gain out of it, bringing up about 2nd and 5.
On the stop for the Cubs. Second down, Mogadore.
So a fast-moving game so far. Just 5 minutes, 40 seconds remain here before the break. It's not even 7:30. Another run to the near side this time. Lucas, strong tackle against Corey Lehner. Third down.
Corey Lehner, the ball carrier.
Strong tackle out there in space. I believe that was Corbin Toms. Had some open green grass right there if he was able to break that tackle. But Toms able to bring him down and bring up a big third down here for Mogadore.
Yeah, that's a crucial play right here. They need the 27 to move the chains.
Nice and loud, Cub fans.
Lucas with 4 down linemen, showing some blitz. And they'll just hand it to Williams all the way. Gets turned sideways, but falls forward for plenty enough for a fresh set.
Williams on the carry.
Back in that wing T formation, just a straight give to Williams and just battering over some Cubs for a 1st and 10 here at the 24.
First down, Mogadore from the Cub 24-yard line.
Right on the doorstep of the red zone for the first time tonight is Mogadore. 3-back set, and they'll toss it. Collin this time with a solid run. He'll pick up 4, and he'll make it 2nd and 6.
Collin Lehner, the ball carrier. Dylan Page and Corbin Thompson on the stop for the Cubs.
And I'm astonished about how they do their splits, Brian. Like, that's awesome. You don't see a lot of teams with that wide of splits. It makes it tough on a defense, you know, to kind of converge and just kind of mash everybody down in the middle. And big wide splits here for the Wildcats tonight.
They'll keep it on the ground again with Lehner. Cubs able to swallow him up after a gain of maybe 3 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down again. And a chance for the Cubs defense to try to hold firm and at least force a 4th down conversion.
Gain of 3.
Both defenses have been that sort of bend don't break mentality here. See if the Cubs can stay true to that and get a stop here on 3rd and 3. Crucial test here really for both sides.
Nice and loud.
Williams straight behind the quarterback. Flag flies, is going to blow it dead. And it's going to go against Mogadore. Encroachment is the call.
Penalty flag offsides on Mogadore.
Must have lined up offsides, I guess. So they'll back it up 5. And we saw Lucas on their opening drive. It was going so smoothly. They ran it down their throats. And then a costly penalty, very similar to this. We'll see if it kind of stutters what Mogadore has going on.
Yeah, this could change up the play call that was initially on the field before the penalty. 3rd and 8, so a little bit more of a passing situation. We haven't seen Cameron, you know, let it loose here tonight. Let's see if maybe that penalty will change the call, as you're going to see 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field.
Play clock down to 2. Cameron, pump fake, going to the end zone. One-on-one coverage, and it's going to be off the hands, incomplete. Had a step 2, did Nick Stevenson. Solid coverage, though, on the back end that time from Logan Toms. 4th down.
And I like the play call right there from Mogadore. We've seen them do that bubble screen. I believe that was the only pass Cameron had previous to this, and Stevenson not able to reel it in, and great defense from Toms right there, getting a paw on it. And now brings up a 4th down where it looks like the offense and Cameron and Williams will stay in the field.
Williams is the lone back on the hip here of Cameron. He's got 3 wide up to the top, rolls that way. Sets, fires, flag is on the ground. He's got a completion to Kaufman, who takes a big pop. Definitely enough for a 1st down, but we'll have to see, of course, what all the laundry's about.
I think it's going to be holding against Mogadore, and you hear the crowd erupt as you get the signal from the stripes. So once again, you can't shoot yourself in the foot against a Lucas team, especially when you're cracking on the doorstep here to get the first touchdown, the first points of the game. Great setup from Mogadore, but a holding call will bring this about 4th and a country mile.
Looked like they called it against Trevor Hinkle, just more or less tackled. The defensive end might have been Braden Spittler doing some work. So 4th down, and what was going to be just 2, a couple of penalties, makes it 4th and 18 from the 32.
So now an obvious passing situation. Let's see how cute Mogadore gets here. Maybe, you know, try to slip a screen, but they're going to talk it over, and I'd like to call a timeout here.
Yeah, I think that's the right call too, G-Man.
Timeout, Mogadore.
So it'll give us a chance to go back to our trivia question for tonight. How many playoff games has Mogadore played in now? Gee, I know that you already know the answer because I showed you this before the game, but we'll allow our audience during this timeout a chance. If you want to chime in, drop us some nuggets in the comments section. I'll go there right now. I'll begin on Facebook. Don't see anybody playing along as of yet. And no guesses either on the YouTube chat.
No players want to hop in?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, G. It's a lot, of course.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So after this 4th down play, we'll go ahead and give you guys the answer.
You don't hear typically, Brian, music in between plays. But I'll tell you what, man. I mean, this gets me fired up. Like, the music crew that they got out here in the press box has got it locked down here in Cub Country and holding it down strong.
It's a true home field advantage with Bill Zurzo on the 1s and 2s. It doesn't get any better than this for small school football, period. Period, folks, in the entire state. Huge 4th down. Cubs bring some pressure. It's a throw all the way to Williams and not even close. The Lucas defense does their job.
You know, third and about 18 right there. It's hard to find anything in the playbook, but I do like the call. Try to get it to your best player. I mean, just kind of throw it up there. They kind of ran the opposite direction to try to get the defense to flow and go to the left side of the field and then just leave Williams out there on a one-on-one. But you got to tip your hat to the Lucas coaching staff. They knew what was going on. They double-teamed Mason out there and not able to connect was Cameron and Williams. It sets up a 1st and 10 here for the Cubs.
Smolin brings a man in motion. They'll hand it off. It's going to be Logan Toms. Cuts inside, lowers the boom, baby. Big contact. And with the 1st down, that'll stop the clock.
Great blocking out in front. Instead of running, you know, in between tackles, in between those guards, they get it outside of those tackles, get it out on the boundary, and a great gain and a huge 1st down play here for the Cubs.
Out to the 44-yard line with that run by Logan Toms. So back to the gun. They'll move the pocket. Smolin just going to tuck it and run. And Andrew's going to fall forward into Wildcat territory. And it forces an immediate timeout here from Scott Spittler and company. So give me a quick opportunity to give you guys the answer to our trivia question for the night. How many playoff games has Mogadore played in? This is going to blow your mind, guys. Ready for this? Almost 100. This will be this season, because they're getting in, of course. Everybody gets in now. 99 playoff games played, and they've won 67 of them. That is staggering that they've won twice as many games, G, as they've lost.
That's the first thing I said when I seen that. I mean, they've doubled their losses, and how many now, I think some people might, it's hard to understand, but that means that they're not just winning, you know, the first game. Like, they're winning multiple games a season for, I mean, it's almost speechless. And Mogadore, what a program. 99 playoff games and have a 67-32 record.
Yeah.
Is astonishing.
Lucas, of course, this year is looking for their 9th consecutive trip to the postseason, but that's all they have. It's just 9. Mogadore, I think it's like 30-something for them, maybe 35. Big pop here, distributed by Chad Westfall. Tom's able to bring it in. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage quick. Clock running under $1:10.
This is a position that Lucas can struggle in. They're not used to having to, you know, go in these passing situations a ton. They like to you know, go to the pass off their run, but now under a minute left here in this opening half, it's going to be all passes, I'm sure, here for the rest of this half.
Smolin unloads, going deep off the fingertips, nearly intercepted. Lehner had the best look at it. And Smolin, boy, he really took a lick here. Williams, who definitely got held. I'm stunned that there was no flag. He got his jersey pulled. It's usually a dead giveaway. So 4th down, and hey, go ahead and throw on your coaching cap here, G. You're in opponent territory. It's just 4th and 1. You run the ball so successfully, but it looks like Lucas is going to punt. What do you think?
I think this is the right call. I think Coach Spittler's making the right decision here because we've seen a couple times where Mogadore's been able to, you know, hold stout. They stopped them on the 4th down that they had previously tried earlier in the second quarter and stopped them. So, you know, if you give Mogadore the ball on the plus side of the field, you're almost giving them points. If they're able just to pick up maybe 15, 20 yards and set up maybe a field goal opportunity. So I think it's a good call from Lucas. But still going to set up Mogadore here with 40 seconds left. Let's see if Mogadore either, you know, plays it safe, says, you know, I'm happy with a 0-0 tie here so far throughout the game and takes a knee. But I think they're going to elect to try to get some points here. They got the guys to do it. 40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
And they've got 2 timeouts as well. So obviously a huge threat in the passing game with Williams, and they move him around a lot. You see he's going to be lined up here to the near side. Double team immediately thrown on him as they've got Corbin Toms up over the top with some safety help. And he's going to be a decoy to the air, one-on-one, and it's a strike. Huge play, nice catch by Devin Graham.
Zeke Cameron's pass is complete.
And Cameron right on the money with this one, G-Man.
I mean, this is stride for stride. What a dot. Hits him in between the numbers, and that's what's great about having a guy like Mason Williams. When you know you're going to get double teamed, just be the decoy and send Graham deep, and nice pitch and catch here for the Wildcats and sets them up in business.
So a timeout taken by the Cats. And I was actually a little surprised. I thought that they might just try to run it and get into the locker rooms tied up here on the road. We talked about what a tough environment this is to play in. Not when you're a program like Mogadore, right, with a head coach who's been doing it for a long time, has been very successful.
You know, I was reading before the game, this head coach, he's never missed, you know, the playoffs since he's been here. 19 seasons and 19 playoff attempts. So I think he knows what he's doing over there on that side, and right there, able to set guys with a perfect pitch and catch from Cameron to Graham. And now Mogadore looking to score before the half. And what a confidence boost and momentum boost this would be for the Wildcats.
So the Cats burn their second TO. Cubs still have a couple if they need them. Williams again split out here to the near side. Lehner comes in motion left to right. Got one-on-one with Corbin Toms going the other way. Rifles to the end zone. And the contact there right at the point of attack. Incomplete second down.
Some of the Mogadore players, too, are pleading for a call. I'm not sure if there was anything there. And I think that's clean. I think that was perfect defense from Toms. And they went right back to the same guy, Brian, trying to hit Graham there for the touchdown. Better defense here from Toms. As now the crowd getting on their feet here. A big 2nd and 10 with 26 seconds remaining.
Zeke brings a guy from left to right. It's Lehner. He rolls that way. Sets. Now flushed out of the pocket. He's just got to get rid of it. Be 3rd down.
Zeke Cameron's pass is incomplete.
Smart play from Zeke Cameron. Nobody's open. Get it out. Can't afford to take a sack right here. If you do so, kind of put yourselves at harm's way and have to go into the half. Smart play right there. Still give yourself a chance there. It'll stop the clock. 3rd and 10 here with 18 seconds remaining. I'm sure they're going to try to take a shot here for the end zone. However, still chance to try to get some field goal range as well, if you would like to settle.
Cameron from the gun moves the pocket to the right, comes back left. He's got Williams one-on-one, makes the squeeze inside the 5-yard line. Sick grab.
Talk about watch your head right here. Mason Williams. I mean, it's picture perfect defense. I mean, he's right here. I believe that's Finello. And Williams able to somehow come down with it right at, I believe, the 1-yard line, 1 or 2-yard line, and set up Mogadore here in business.
So the Cats burn their final timeout. 11 seconds to go. Obviously, well, I would assume they're going to be going to the air here. Just in case you don't get in, give yourself at least 2-3 attempts at this. And with 87 on the field, they've done a nice job of mixing it up where he's been a decoy at times. Others, of course, they're trying to feature him. And it's been a nice, healthy balance. I think no question, though, here, this close, you probably got to line them up out wide and just throw a fade to him. If not, go the other direction and just assume that a couple defenders are going to be paying attention to 87.
You got to like his advantage with his height, his strength, and his size. So I like the mindset you got there, Brian. Either line them up wide and just go one-on-one and fade, but I would expect Lucas to double team there. So it's going to be an interesting call here with no timeouts remaining. I think you have to keep it in the air because if you don't, we're basically heading to the half 0-0. So here we go.
Cameron's got Lehner to his right. Williams lined up at tight end. He comes across, they'll pitch it to him, and he's going to throw it to the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Beautiful play design, and Lehner ended up making the catch for the TD.
You got to be kidding me, baby. What a play call right there from Mogadore. Everyone thought it was going to Williams. He got it, but instead of running it in, he's going to throw it in. This guy, he does it all for a touchdown. Our first points of the ball game here as Mogadore goes up 6-0, pending the PAT.
We talked about what a versatile threat this guy was. I didn't know he could throw it too. Cubs are going to block the PAT, but the damage is done. Check this out. The toss, Williams with the throw into the end zone. And it's Nick Stevenson actually with the grab for the TD.
You want to talk about a coaching staff that's been doing this for a long time. Head coach Matt Ordorny with a tremendous play call right there in his 19th season. And what a heads-up call. I mean, that's like stuff you see from like Andy Reid in the Kansas City Chiefs right there.
Sure. Tremendous
play call in a crucial spot too with no timeouts. You know, got to have it play, and they got it for 6. And they cap off that long drive. I wouldn't say long, I guess. They had a couple big splash plays, but Mogadore able to get in for 6 and take the early lead.
Well, it was long in terms of yardage.
Yeah.
Still had to cover 80+. But the huge, big chunk play right away to get the party started with Devin Graham was able to set them up in a position where they could get aggressive, go for points, and that's exactly what the Wildcats were able to do in a game where, of course, possessions are going to be at a premium when you're playing against Lucas, especially on their home turf. They only had 3 of them, and they're able to cash in the 2-minute drill.
Zach Deal and Logan Toms deep for the Cubs.
So a short kick takes a hop. It'll be scooped up here by Logan Toms, who gets touched down with less than a second to go. So Lucas will have to at least run one play, not just kneel it down. Make sure you stick with us at the half. We'll have our patented halftime show, of course, featuring both bands. Break down some stats, some analysis, and also Taylor Eisman will be joining us up here in the treehouse. Got a special presentation. Got some cash money to hand off to the Iceman. And that'll do it. As we are through 2 quarters of play, Lucas trailing at the half by 6 after a phenomenal drive, capped off by a great play design by Mogadore to get to the end zone. Already told you what's on the other side of the break, so why would you go anywhere? It's Football Friday night, exclusively on the OH Report, where as always, it's live and free.
Number 1 receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports services as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center. We build better.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Our next selection is a collaboration between Bastille and DJ Marshmello. Written originally for Justin Bieber, Bastille decided to keep it and put their own spin on it. Here is Happier, featuring the Mogadore Color Guard and feature twirler, Miss Kai Gachens. Our final selection this evening is a hit from The Weeknd. With its synth-pop beats and new wave appeal, this number captured critical acclaim by reaching the top of the Billboard charts in 2020. Here is Blinding Lights. Let's hear it for the 2022 Mogadore Wildcat Marching Band. We'd like to thank the Mogadore students, faculty, staff, and administration, the Mogadore music boosters, and all the volunteer parents that make this all possible for these talented students in the arts. But most of all, thank you for all of your love and support. That's our time, folks. Put another one in the books, and until we meet again, go Wildcats!
You change the graphic to say Lucas. You'll do title editor, and then go to, yeah.
So just right click and then click page 2?
Yes. Well then, click page 1, I guess, instead. There you go.
Lights, camera, action. I see you looking at my PIC. I know, cause you dang to the dang vibe Kiko Tati. Hey, zoom in, zoom out, okay, zoom in, we gon' party like this shit.
Now entering the field under the direction of Miss Audrey Smith, please give a warm welcome to the 2022 Lucas Cubs Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be presenting you selections from one of the most musically accomplished and critically acclaimed disco, R&B, and funk bands of all time, Earth, Wind, and Fire. To start tonight's performance, we will be featuring Earth, Wind, and Fire's 1978 chart-topping single, which poses the question, do you remember the 21st night of September? Our next Earth, Wind, and Fire selection is this 1981 hit from their studio album, Raise. We hope you enjoy Let's Groove. would like to thank you all for coming out tonight. Please give a round of applause for the 2022 Lucas Cubs Marching Band.
I'm Garret G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Welcome back to Lucas High School, where we are up in the treehouse tonight, and a special guest for you here at the break. We've got the athletic director for the Cubs, Taylor Eisman, joining me. And obviously you guys had, I almost want to call it a tragedy, what happened a couple of weeks ago here on the football field. And you were just telling us that there was, some guy who cruised all around the campus here and kind of tore up some of the school and the nice grass that you got out here. But the community, they came together. And just tell me about some of the feedback and some of the, galvanizing words that you heard from guys that really wanted to make a difference and make sure that you could get back out here and play.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a crappy situation, what I tell everybody, but right off the bat, I started texting Coach Spittler and stuff, and I had people down here within 15, 20 minutes, and what do we got to do? What can we do? I had people wanting to donate gravel and sand and equipment and whatever it was going to take, and like I said, that was just the start of it. We kind of looked at things and just thought that it was going to be best to try and go somewhere else, so we called Clear Fork, and like I said, they were awesome. They no questions asked, and just a lot of good came from a bad situation, and it doesn't look horrible. There's been a lot of work that's gone into it, and we're glad to be back at home. I think Coach Spitt told me tonight, he said, man, it's been a month since we played at home. And,
right, since week one.
It's a special place to play, so we're always wanting to be here, but we're glad to be back, and it doesn't look horrible, and like I said, we're a big crowd here tonight again, and hopefully we can play a little bit better the second half.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that this is the best small school atmosphere that we have, and maybe in the entire state, when you guys have the music and the fireworks and everything that goes on here. So we're very happy to be back out here at Bob Wine Field, and I know that definitely the community as well. Over 30 people donated to us, Taylor, when we ran a Facebook ad where people could just donate money, and so we've got a check for you here tonight for $2,025 to help go towards getting Bob Wine Field back to all of its glory where it needs to be. So just wanted to present that to you and just say, hey, I only donated $50 of that, so that's pretty much from just all of our fan base out on the OH Report, those that wanted to make sure that you guys could play at home.
Well, we certainly appreciate all the support, but obviously you guys, you're here every week, and just everything you guys do for all of local sports and provide such a cool atmosphere for the kids. I know they look forward to coming and seeing you guys after the games and just doing stuff like this. You guys play a big role in high school sports. There's two teams and schools involved, but you guys getting this out to everybody. Like I said, there's so many people that get to be a part of Cub Nation and Lucas football now because of what you guys do every week. So we certainly appreciate it, and this is awesome. We'll put it to use, and like I said, we got to get you guys some lights and stuff up here, so we'll add to the treehouse for you.
Awesome. So, hey, big shout out to all of you out there in OH Report Nation coming together for the fundraiser, over $2,000 raised. So, Taylor Eisman, glad that we could give you that money, and so happy to be back here playing in the treehouse, man. This is great.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got a second half to play, though, guys, so we'll go ahead and turn the action back onto the field because Lucas is there. And I guess why I got you here, so you can stay with us for the opening kickoff.
Sure.
And give me a little bit of a breakdown from what you saw in that first half and what would you like to see more of from Lucas in half number 2?
Yeah, we moved the ball well. We got inside the 20 there a few times, but didn't get any points. Got a field goal block, so you know, you don't want to change too much. We did a lot of good things and made a few mistakes there. Let them score at the end of the half there. Makes it tough when they get the ball to start here, but we got a resilient bunch of kids, and they definitely know how to play against adversity and everything like that, so I'm excited to see them here. But, yeah, I don't think we have to change a whole lot. Just got to, you know, finish off some drives and get some points.
So here's Color with the first kick to start off quarter number 3. And it's going to be taken on the hop at the 10-yard line, looking to reverse and go across field here. A lot of room here.
It's not good.
For Devin Graham. And Color is going to make potentially a touchdown saving tackle there at the 27-yard line. So a great start here for Mogadore.
I've laughed. I've had to have a lot of conversations with Aiden Color. You know, he's coming back from that ACL, and he's had to make a lot of tackles here, which is not a good thing as the kicker. But he actually got cleared this week, so yeah, I think next week you may see him out there playing a little bit of defense as well.
Yeah, I'm sure a welcome sight. As many different variety of places as you can get him on the football field, and a great basketball player as well coming up in the wintertime.
Yep, we'll be excited to have him back. But Aiden's he'll probably be a college kicker. That's going to be his thing. But, yeah, like I said, he's a good athlete and he's a good basketball player, so we're excited to have him back in the winter as well.
So it's another tight set here for the Wildcats to open up the third quarter. And it'll be a toss play. Williams opening up a hole to the outside. And a decent gainer on first down, though a flag comes in late. I think this is going to come after the play.
Look like it. Mogadore just has such good size. 87's a big, huge kid, and then the line, they've got these big, huge splits. They're just running down our throat here. They're doing a little bit of Lucas to Lucas.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, coming out tight. But those splits, I have not seen a team in quite a few years come out with that large of splits right there on the offensive line. I bet it's probably a little bit confusing at times for, you know, it looks like there should be some big gaps there, of course, for the defensive front or the linebackers, but they're doing a nice job of getting a hat on the hat so far.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, there's a lot of big bodies out there, and then they're getting downhill on us. We have a ton of athletes this year, but we don't have a lot of size, so I'm sure we hopefully made some adjustments at halftime, and we'll see here, but it's tough to stop big boys like that.
Williams motions in the backfield. Second down and 20 now after the penalty, and they'll do inside give to him off the counter. Can't wiggle away from Andrew Finello. Big tackle there by number 25.
Penalty's really big. They've been running on us at will here. Maybe make them have to throw the ball, make a mistake here.
9 yards is what they need to keep the drive on the move for a fresh set. As Williams comes out again in the backfield here on third down. And he's going to be the lead blocker here.
There we go.
Lehner did not have a whole lot of room to run, and a fourth down on the way here for the Lucas defense.
Be a big stop here.
Offense, of course, going to stay on the field. They're at the inside, actually, of the Cubs' 25. Come out with two wide, flanked out to the top. Williams in the tight end position. They'll roll that way, toss it up, end zone, jump ball, in and out of the hands.
There we go.
So Stevenson can't come down with it. And nice coverage by Andrew Finello to help knock it down.
Yeah, so that penalty was huge. Got them, behind the sticks a little bit, forced them to throw and do some things that they weren't having much success with. They were running downhill on us pretty good there, so that penalty was big.
So the Cubs get the football for the first time here in this third quarter. And it's all about possession, clock control at Lucas. Just 3 drives each in that first half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was halftime. It was only like 7:45.
I'd say I almost didn't have to turn the lights on tonight. The way this one's going. Both teams running the ball.
Logan Toms bringing it here to the near side. Said some hard-nosed running here tonight. 9 more yards for him on a first down.
Takes the ball around right end, run out of bounds by Chad Westfall. The last play was good enough for a Cub first down.
Actually, they're going to say that he had enough to move the sticks. Now Lucas looking to mix it up a little bit here. Coming out in some spread. Vanello in motion. They'll fake it to him. Flag flies. It'll blow it dead. And illegal procedure against the Cubs.
Penalties are huge. Like I say, just like Mogadore had. Put you behind the sticks. Makes you change your play calls.
Make it 1st and 15 now for Lucas. Stick with the same personnel.
First down 15.
Corbin Toms flanked out wide up top. Finello here to the near side. And again, they'll bring him in motion. Smolin hands off to him this time, and it's a big hole. Gaping hole for Finello. He cuts back to first down and more.
Still going.
Huge run for Finello. Goes for 30 plus all the way into enemy territory.
Sometimes we'll spread you out, but we still don't change up what we do.
Well, actually, you know, throwing it a little bit more this season than we've seen the last couple anyways. 43 attempts for Smolin heading into today.
That's a lot for a Lucas quarterback right there. That's usually career numbers for Lucas quarterbacks.
This time they'll fake it. Smolin gets submarine, tackled on the play that time by Austin Constantine, but not before he's able to churn out 8 more yards.
Tripped up by Austin Constantine. Second down Cubs from right around the Mogadore 32-yard
Again,
line.
moving the ball. Just got to get some points out of this here.
So the Cubs down to the 33, 2nd and short. And I think it's wise here for Coach Spittler and his staff to come out and just show a little bit different look. Saw the Wildcats stack in the box, 11 guys within about 6 yards of the football, all first half. And now with this new wrinkle, opening things up for Finello. Keeping the engine driving forward, and another Lucas first down.
Yeah, sometimes these defense, you know, they've been told all week, you know, Lucas and this crazy formation, and they do this and they do this, and then, you know, we come out in something a little different. It flusters them and just makes them line up and think a little bit more. And say it's working out here well for us.
Cubs inside the red zone, trying to tie things up, trailing by 6. And if you're just joining us, Mogadore scored the only points of the game with just 5 seconds to go in that first half. As the run game continues to work out for the Cubs. I mean, no surprise, right?
Yeah. Now we just got to see if we can punch this in and then block for a PAT. That's going to be big.
Cubs from the Mogadore 12-yard line.
So 2nd and 3 now from the 12. Cubs looking to get in a goal-to-go situation. Finello on the move. He's got the give. This time they were waiting on him. Stuffed up Williams and company.
Andrew Finello on the carry.
No gain.
Wrapped up by Mason Williams and Chad Westfall.
We need to convert here. This has kind of been the MO tonight. We've moved the ball and got it down here and then kind of stalled out. Probably 2 down territory for Coach Spittler here. We've got a good kicker, but the way we didn't block that first field goal, I don't know how quickly he'll be sending them back out there.
Wildcats did block a field goal attempt by Lucas in the first quarter. Smolin straight ahead. Submarines by Denabictus. And it's going to be 4th down, and obviously a key play coming up for the Cubs.
Close to breaking it there, but got caught from behind.
Going to bring up 4th down for the Cubs.
Take a timeout here.
Yeah, probably a wise decision. Coach Spittler want to talk things over. Taylor Eisman hanging out with us here in this 3rd quarter. What do you think about the treehouse, man? I mean, I know you've spent some time up in here, but not extended time with us.
Yeah, it's not bad. Good view. Like I said, it's a great night out here tonight. We gotta, like I said, make sure we get our tent up for you guys if we get any adverse weather. But like I said, it's been a great night. We've been lucky. These first, this is week 5 now already.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
quick.
Had good weather. Hopefully that stays. You know, they moved the start of the season up this year, so we're a week ahead. It was warm today out here setting up, but perfect night for football.
Yeah, no question. It's always a matter of what am I going to wear when you come out to the game, because it's like 82 degrees on the setup, but then once that sun goes down, you know, temperatures get pretty comfortable. So it's sweater weather out here now, but man, you know, had a little sweat beads forming.
Yeah, it was warm.
Pivotal play here on both sides. Lucas needs to get to the 9-yard line for a 1st down. Pinello left to right. Smolin rolling left, throw back. They've got it set up for Jackson, or is that Corbin Toms?
Corbin Toms, I believe.
Diving forward real close. I mean, that is right at the sticks. No signal yet. They're going to measure. It'll take one more look here on the Tridico Sign Company replay. Love the play design. You get everybody leaking one way. You throw it back. Corbin's there. Just wasn't able to reach out at the last moment. So here comes the chain gang. Such a huge measurement right here. See if he gets a home measurement. Yeah, looks like he got it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, monster 1st down for Lucas. Definitely needed that one. And we have certainly been missing out on the fireworks so far tonight.
Yeah, it's weird. It's been quiet. We need some points scored here. We didn't have the home game against Hillsdale. I'm sure they're probably sitting on a bunch here. We need to burn some up.
So 1st and goal now from the 9. They'll stick with the 3 wide set. And they'll bring Logan Toms in motion. Big gaping hole to the right side.
Logan Toms on the carry. Very close to the goal line.
This kid's just a heck of an athlete, Taylor.
Yeah, man. Logan's a special kid. Say he's, you know, it's funny. I tell everybody he's obviously a really good football player. He's a really good basketball player. But I was always told he's probably a better pitcher, and he doesn't even play baseball anymore. He gave it up.
And here he is into the end zone. Let's see some fireworks popping off here at Bob Wine Field.
Make sure our guy's still awake over there. There we go.
That's what we've been waiting for. So the first points of the night here for the Cubs.
This is a really big extra point here now.
The kicking game has not been kind to either side so far tonight. Lucas had a blocked PAT, or a blocked field goal rather. They'll tack it on and take the lead. 5:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Logan Toms getting into the end zone for the Cubs. Well, Taylor, we appreciate you hanging out with us. you want to get back to your athletic director duties?
Yeah, I think I enjoy this a little better, but you know, I stay out of trouble. I don't yell at any of the referees or anything from up here. So, but I appreciate you having me, man. And like I said, we certainly appreciate the check and the support and everything you guys do.
Hey, our pleasure, man. Again, big shout out to the OH Report family coming together for that fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Over $2,000. Who'd have thought grass would be so expensive? But man, it is. I saw the quote.
Yeah,
it's up there. Well, are you going to stick around then with us?
I'll watch the kickoff. Then
okay.
I gotta go.
You got it.
See Aiden put one in the end zone here.
Got Nick Stevenson back deep to receive.
Yeah, and then you never know with Coach Spittler. He likes to onside it an awful lot. They do a great job of scouting, report, and stuff like that. There's a lot of room over there on that far sideline. I don't know if he feels crazy right now or not. See if Aiden just kicks us deep. Pooch it a little bit here. Sit down.
Yeah, it's going to be into an empty spot. Graham's got to come up on the hop. He'll take it. He had a big return on the last one, and he bolts through. Ball is loose, though. I think Lucas is on top of it.
Uh-oh.
And the Cubs have created a huge turnover.
Logan Toms. There he is.
What a huge momentum turn here for Lucas after the Logan Toms touchdown. Number 2 coming up with another pivotal play.
It wasn't the onside kick, but it worked out just as well.
So the Cubs back with the football, just like that, changing their fortunes. And it looks like they're going to stick with this 3-wide formation, so effective for them on the opening drive of the third quarter, resulting in 7 points. Why not? They'll hand it off here this time. Nowhere to go for Logan. Constantine read it immediately.
Second down, Cubs. Cubs going to take the opportunity to wish Ernie Green a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ernie.
See, Ernie Green's getting a birthday shout out over the announcements here.
Happy birthday, Ernie. Back into the Cub formation here.
Spittler saw the 3-wide not work one time. He's had enough.
There we go. There we go. Go, Andrew. He's gone.
Finello making a house call. 48 yards to the touchdown. Cue up the fireworks, Lucas Nation. They back at it again. There they come. Number 25 again being a showstopper.
It's good to see Andrew healthy again. He's been beat up a lot here the last few years, but he's really having a good senior year.
So all of a sudden, Lucas trying to take command of this football game.
There we go.
As they'll rattle off 14 points in the matter of a minute.
24 seconds to go from Bob Wine Field.
That's all my broadcasting. That's brought all this offense on here.
Taylor bringing the juice tonight for Lucas. Mogadore fans out there watching are sick. They're like, get that man off the headset.
Tonight's winning 50-50 ticket number, 994-537. 994-537.
Man, what a change of momentum and emotions here.
Crazy. Yeah, we got back in the Cub formation there, and that's the double handoff. That's called Joker. It's been working pretty well tonight. Andrew's been getting in there and then cutting back, and he gets out in the open field. He's pretty quick. We got some fireworks, some music, and a little bit more life here now.
Where else would you rather be on a Friday night than hanging out at Fabulous Bob Wine? Billy Zerzo on the 1s and 2s. Nobody does it better in the area, and I mean that. I don't think I've been to any stadium that has quite the atmosphere in terms of the music and the sound effects that you guys have here at Lucas.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The kids are extremely fortunate, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. I can only imagine what it's like to be able to play. I played on this field, but we didn't have all the extras, and we didn't win quite as many games as these guys do. So I'm sure it's a pretty cool experience.
I still remember being a fresh-faced reporter coming out here back in like 2009, my first years covering football, and there wasn't much to cheer about at all.
Yeah, we had our rough spell before Coach Spittler came along, and just a few years after he took over. You know, we've been extremely fortunate to have, you know, great coaches and great kids, good athletes, and it's cool. Like I said, just walking over here, I see a lot of those guys that, you know, started all this off, staying on the sidelines there, and they've got kids now. They're out there for the Pee Wee night and stuff like that. It's just cool to see at a small school, you know, those guys that started all this, now they've got their little ones here playing Pee Wee football. They're running the same offense that you see out here on Saturdays.
And we think that's where it all starts, obviously, is with the youth programs, and you do such a great job here at Lucas of showcasing them. You bring them out on Fridays, you show them what it looks like when you get up to the big ranks and you're playing at the varsity level. So if anybody does it right, I certainly think it's you guys out here in Lucas.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Like I said, football Friday nights in Lucas are, you know, something to look forward to. And I know, like I said, you can see tonight, especially we had the Pee Wee teams here, and yeah, it's awesome. We have really good Pee Wee coaches. They run the same stuff that our varsity runs, so they run it. I mean, my kid, I got a second grader that's doing it right now. Then they obviously stay with it in middle school, and then they come right to it at high school. Our middle school team won last night. They beat Worthington Christian, so they're 4-0 right now.
Wow.
But Coach Marsano, he's our middle school coach, and he does a great job. He's been the middle school coach all throughout Coach Spittler's time. So, again, just that stability of having the same people in place, it obviously, you know, you see the results.
Yeah, the continuity, of course, when that's all you're learning from the time that you're a youngster up until you get to the varsity level. Of course, things are going to stick, and you're going to learn that RPO style that Lucas has perfected around here.
Yeah, and it took a while. I mean, people weren't happy about it at first. It's not real cool to be the quarterback at Lucas sometimes.
Sure.
But you know, winning and playing in big, huge games and atmosphere like this, it's obviously turned a little bit.
And here's Williams turned backwards, but back-to-back big boy runs for him.
Yeah. We would take him. He would look good in the Lucas uniform.
Or it's going to be a future Ohio Bobcat, so he doesn't even have to switch colors. Just all works out.
We can go to the opposite end of the state to Hall from Mogadore.
Sets up second down and short. Bunch formation, but those wide splits, as we've been talking about. And on the ground, met right at the chains is Lehner. Appears to be a little bit short. Should be third down unless he got a generous spot. Appears he did.
Got to get a stop here. You need a penalty or turnover or something. Again, they've been successful running the ball, but you know, you get that one mistake, put you behind the chains, and you got to change things up. So.
Clock milking under 2:25 to go in a fast-moving third. Cubs with 14 unanswered points here in the frame. Mogadore looking to change that. They'll keep it on the ground again. And Lehner with solid yardage. Actually, they're going to give it to Constantine this time.
Game 7 on the play. Second down from the Cub 37-yard line.
Second down here. See if they get crazy and try and take a shot or just line up and run it right at us.
They'll give it to Constantine again. Oh. Big pop from the safety position. He's able to hang on to the football and move the chains.
I was going to maybe pop out there. Finello put a good shot on him there.
So the Wildcats on the move, knocking on the red zone here. Take this snap from the 28. Full backfield. Williams, the up back, he's the lead blocker. Constantine again. Third straight time he's carried the rock, and it came out late. But I think the fumble perhaps caused by the ground. Take a look here. Yeah, no question.
Yeah. It's nice to see the replay. That's also a perk of being up here.
You can always watch it live and free right on your phone, though. The service in Lucas, not always the best. Flag flies on this second down play. And it's going to go against Mogadore and the Wildcats.
There's that penalty.
Legal procedure on Mogadore.
We've seen on more than one occasion here tonight that a flag, all of a sudden, the momentum that you had built up, it just comes to an end. Anytime it disrupts it, you start going backwards. Bad things happen, Taylor.
Yeah, say it's, it was an early down there. They still got, a couple downs here to try and pick it up. I wouldn't get too cute if I were them. I'd just keep running it right at us. They're having success with it. But, yeah, those penalties, like I said, put you behind the sticks, changes the momentum of the drive.
Counter. Counter play inside. Williams met with some authority.
Williams on the carry.
Not a lot there that time.
No. Big third down here. See if they try and put it in the air, if they just line up and try and run it at us. 2 plays here. The end of the quarter anyways.
That is going to take us to the end of 3. Lucas with a 14-0 spurt here in the frame. They've got the advantage heading to money time. Thanks so much for the time, Ice.
Appreciate it, guys.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
It's money time here at Bob Wine Field. Lucas right now on top by 8. 12 minutes to go and a big 3rd and 12 on the way for Mogadore. We've got Garret Parlett with us back on the mic. G-Man, a lot's changed since we last talked to you, buddy.
Yeah, last time I was up here, it was all Mogadore. There was nothing to cheer about for these Lucas fans, but you hear them now up 8 points here and a big 3rd down here for Mogadore.
They'll come out, trips to the left. Looking that way now across the middle, fires and a big completion. And reaching down near the 5-yard line after the catch. Nick Kaufman.
Deep Cameron's pass is complete.
Tell you what, you got to like what you're seeing from Cameron here tonight. He hasn't passed it a bunch, but when he has, I mean, this is right on the numbers. Perfect pass, perfect ball, and sets up Mogadore with a huge 1st down after a big 3rd down. It could have been all but over if Mogadore turned it over there, gave it back to Lucas, and really let them run the clock out. But as you see, these nasty splits, and they're going to hand it back off to Mason Williams.
Williams is such a bull inside. Bullies his way forward for a couple more. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2 on the way here for the Cats.
I think you got to go back to Williams here. I know they're keying on him, but 2 yards, you got to like your chances with his frame. Let's see if the front can get a push.
87's got the give and still able to go through a couple defenders. He's into the end zone. Mogadore within a couple.
Mason Williams takes it in for
somehow, some way. A couple Cubs had him too. He just fought through it, was able to cross the plane. And now, this is where it all comes down to, Brian. 2-point conversion here for the Wildcats. Let's see where they go.
Show a quick replay here of that last touchdown by Williams. It's going to set up this mammoth 2-point conversion try. Cats are going to tie things up. They'll come out, Constantine the lone back. They'll roll to the right. Zeke comes back the other way, fires, end zone, out of the hands. Too far in front that time of Stevenson, the intended target. So the defense of the Cubs holds stern.
I love the play call, too, of looking like you're rolling right and then send the receiver back against the grain to try to see if they could get some miscommunication from Lucas. They had him open, but just too far out in front was Cameron. Not able to capitalize there. So obviously still a lot of time left here in this fourth quarter, but we've talked about it a lot. When you play Lucas, you don't get many chances, and now for Mogadore, to me, I think they only get one possession for sure, maybe two if they can get a stop. So they have to capitalize when they get it back. I've seen a lot out of Lucas here. I wouldn't be surprised. They try to run this thing out in its entirety.
Special thanks go to the men and women of the Monroe Township.
So Mason Williams, who had 3 rushing touchdowns last week, he's thrown for a touchdown and just ran one in. But you talked about Zeke Cameron here tonight. He doesn't get a ton of the props, G, but, you know, he's been solid. No interceptions all season for this kid versus 9 touchdowns now in his 17th start. Make it 18 tonight.
To be blatant, I'm kind of surprised they haven't went to the air more. I know he's only thrown it a couple times, but I don't think there's been a bad ball. I mean, people are going to point to maybe the 2-point conversion right there, but, I mean, it was still out there on the outstretch of his fingertips, so still a chance to reel that one in. But I think Zeke Cameron for Mogadore, he's had a solid game passing the ball, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that if they get another possession.
Ball is loose out of the hands of Corbin Toms, and it looks like the Wildcats have returned the favor of the turnover in the special teams game. That is huge. Recovered by Corey Lehner. Take another look.
Wow, and I know it's easy for us to sit up here and say it, but I thought he was down by contact, Brian, but the refs don't have this kind of vantage point. I don't know. I think it might have been loose. I think the defender there might have jarred it. Just a little bit of wiggle. And wow, what a turn of events. It was all Cubs to start this fourth quarter. Mogadore gets the touchdown, responds, can't get the 2-point conversion, and then get the turnover on the opposing kickoff. And here we are, Brian. What a thriller so far here tonight.
So the Cats get it at the 27, set up in prime position to try to take the lead, trailing by 2 in this fourth. Like G was just saying, it's so hard against this Lucas team just to get snaps. So an extra possession is huge. And a timeout's going to be taken here by the Cats. Let's take one more look here at the fumble call, and I'll slow it down quite a bit for you guys.
Yeah, it's clearly out. It's a good call. Because initially I thought that he was clearly down.
I tend to agree with you. I thought that at first in real time it looked like his elbow probably hit the ground. That puppy was out, and now Mogadore, the Cats, set up in business. What a game.
And I think that's huge for Mogadore, because who knows if Lucas has another touchdown drive, you know that's churning at least 6 or 7 minutes. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to churn the entire 10:49 off. So Mogadore able to get the turnover, able to get it back, and now they're set up in business to see if they can go down here and take this lead, just down 2.
Yeah, Taylor Eisman, who was on the mic with us, 14-0 run for Lucas when he was up here, delivering stacks now. Thank you very much. But then he steps away. He's gone for a minute. Mogadore all of a sudden back on the board, and now they're set up in business again, tossing to Constantine. A little jump cut, and he fights his way for a gain of about 4 here on first down. Oh, still got out in super slow-mo. Speed up Constantine just a bit.
Good block right there on the outside from Chad Westfall. Gonna bring up second down. Minimal gain there for Mogadore. Looks like they're gonna elect to go back to that running formation, that wing T, and have Williams back there dotting.
3-back set. Zeke turns, hands off. Williams, just like a freight train, has not been stopped in his tracks yet tonight. 245 pounds of just raw athlete right there. Churning forward for a gain of a few, so it's going to be third down and manageable. I think the Cats maybe need about 4.5.
This is an interesting situation, too, because if Lucas gets the stop, if you're Mogadore, I know it's a long field goal, and you might have 4-down territory in your arsenal, so let's see if they're able to pick this up, a pivotal third down.
Cameron takes the snap, turns, tosses. Constantine has been the featured back in this second half, and he's met right at the sticks.
Austin Constantine on the carry.
Appears he's got just enough, though, G.
Great blocking and tremendous running from Constantine, following his guys. Couple jump cuts, too, showing off the fancy footwork. Takes a couple of Cubs to bring him down, and they do signal first down here for the Cats.
So a fresh set right at the 18-yard line, which is exactly where they needed to get. And they'll come out again. Big splits, tight formation. And Williams leading, but the ball is loose. It's on the ground, but such a fortunate bounce.
Wow.
Lehner back to Papa here, as he fumbled it initially, and wow, how about that? 2 times off the turf, 3 Cubs there in the area, and somehow Mogadore maintains possession.
Fortunate bounce for Mogadore. That could have been from good to absolutely the worst thing that could possibly happen, as somehow it just falls right back into the hands of Mogadore, and they're going to retain possession, but now kind of a waste of a down. Back to second down.
Give it to Williams again. Bounces off his own blocker.
Mason Williams on the carry.
And then able to get a couple more yards after that. Still be third down on the way.
Third down Mogadore from the Cub 11-yard line.
So they're going to need 4, will the Wildcats. Trying to capitalize off the fumble on the kickoff return from Logan Toms. Cubs Nation starting to make some serious noise as they'll keep it in the hands of their bull. And he's right where he needs to be. I don't know.
I didn't think he got too much out of that, but he's pretty close to the sticks there. It's going to depend on the spot here.
Stop short of the first down.
So it's going to be 4th. Officials say no measurement. He's at least a football length short. And this big time right here. This is, extra $100 bill on the table in money time.
Well, I think we all know at least where we think the ball is going to go here on this side. You got to think they're going to give it to Williams here, but they also could use him as a decoy. So at a 4th and an inch, we'll see.
Oh, they'll give it to 87. The ball's loose. It's scooped up by Zeke, but gang tackled. The Cubs defense gets the job done. And all of a sudden, that ball starting to look like it's got silly putty all over it. Some type of slime. It's been loose, coughed up a bunch here in the second half.
What a huge mistake, and I think he would have had it pretty easily, too, if he didn't drop it, Brian. Just a case of the butterfingers here. Just not able to hold on to that puppy. And what another turn of events we have in this 4th quarter alone.
Yeah, wow. Back and forth we go. So Lucas with the football. We talked about our keys to the game and what time of possession means for them. Obviously, this is huge if they can churn out a few first downs and allow some of that clock just to find its way off of the scoreboard. Big run here by Finello. He has been dynamite in the second half, had a huge 48-yard touchdown run, and following it up with more of the same right here into the secondary.
Man, they found something at the halftime break, Brian. They've been doing this jet sweep right up the gut with the guard pulling, and it has worked tremendously, especially with Finello as the ball carrier. Another chunk play here for the Cubs, trying to put this thing away here in money time.
Exactly what you would order up if you're a Lucas fan. Gives them a lot of breathing room. Out to the 36, but no way. The ball is loose again, and they can't fall on top of it. Mogadore back with possession. I mean, there is a flag on the field. Finello looks like he's cramping up a little bit.
Wow.
Mogadore seems to think this is going against Lucas. And it is. It's going to be a chop block against the Cubs. So let's take another look at what happened here. They went with the Wildcat formation, a direct snap. I think that's Grayson Jackson lined up at the QB position. He hasn't really been utilized that much offensively tonight. And I don't know, I mean, the popcorn here at Lucas, it's great, but maybe a lot of these players, a couple handfuls, got the butterfingers, and we're going back and forth routinely now.
I mean, this is something you don't see. I mean, both teams have committed multiple fumbles here in this fourth quarter. It's kind of like a case of hot potato, Brian. Nobody wants it. You take it. You take it. I don't want it. And we'll see what team's able to capitalize on it. Now Mogadore has another chance. They're still clinging to life here at Bob Wine Field here in this fourth quarter.
Set up inside the 25. Williams, the lead back, Constantine. Excellent looking cut in the hole. And he's been a fun player to watch here in the second half, the way that he's been maneuvering to get around that first wave of defenders.
Yeah, we've been talking about Mason Williams and Zeke Cameron a lot, but you got to tip your cap to Constantine. He's really been a steady back in the backfield tonight for Mogadore, picking up those hard-earned yards, and really they've been relying on him a bunch here in the backfield tonight.
He dots the I in behind Williams, who sets a big hole. But it's a great tackle by Logan Toms. If not, then Constantine's going to be off to the races.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle right there from Toms. Somehow grabbing that ankle. Tremendous jump cut right here. Just not able to get by Toms out there. Great play to wrap him up. It's now just 5:45 remaining here in this fourth quarter as Mogadore knocking on the door.
They've got Williams as the lead back, and they'll keep it in the hands of Constantine through a crease and inside the 5-yard line. More tough yards churned out here by this Wildcat offense.
Look at the replay right there. There's 3 Cubs that are down from tremendous blocks from Mogadore, leaving a clear path for Constantine to get up in there and get some tough yards to bring up second and goal.
Hey, we've talked about Williams leading the way. Saw Will Baskey on that last one, opening up things out on the edge. As it's now second down and 5 o'clock, under 5 minutes to go, and Constantine goes down. Flags on the field. And again, we're going to get a chop against the defense. See if we can pick it out here, Garrett.
I think they're calling it on the guy that attacked Mason Williams. I couldn't get a number on that.
It looked like Ty Lenhart just kind of submarined his way down.
Penalty is against the Cubs. Apparently shot block on the defense. Second down, Mogadore.
It's a tough call to make. It's a tough play for Lenhart right there. It'll result in a flag and set up Mogadore in great position here.
And it looks like the Wildcats going to capitalize. Seizing the lead back here in this fourth quarter. But flags out on the field. And I think I saw one coming kind of late.
I think this could be an unsportsmanlike conduct. I believe it was after Williams broke the plane and got the score. Be curious what the call is.
It is going to be unsportsmanlike against the Wildcats. They still have not put the points on the board here. They obviously signaled touchdown, G. But the head referee, he's got to tell us that it should stand. Let's hear. Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct, so it is indeed going to be a touchdown here for the Wildcats. And that's huge. Take another look at the touchdown run.
What a game this has turned into, and Williams able to just jam it in there. And they're going to elect to go for two here, Brian.
Probably the wise call. For a 6-point lead. Play action. And Zeke's got a man, or at least he did. I don't think it's worth anything if you take it back. If not, Logan Toms definitely would have been ghost for two. Check this out. Just look at the acceleration.
Just a little underthrown that one was. Got to put that one more in the air for Cameron. A good stop nonetheless for Lucas. Holding this is now just a 4-point game, so still will need 6 to take the lead, but 4:26 remaining, so still a lot of time here for the Cubs to run that offense that they love to run. We've seen them be able to throw the ball here tonight too, so expect a various dose of run and pass here for Coach Spidler and his offense.
What a seesaw battle we are having here tonight. I want to give some love to our generous sponsors that bring you tonight's high school football broadcast live and free on the OH Report. How about Kelly's Dairy Bar and Miniature Golf? For affordable family fun, visit Kelly's in Mansfield. They offer mini golf, a driving range, and a full menu dairy bar. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services, and they are hiring now. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Scout Construction, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout for more information, 419-989-7240. Maumee Bay Turf Center. At Maumee Bay Turf, it's simple. They build better. Tridico Sign Company. For signs of all kinds, go to tridicosigns.com and build yours. And by the Coney Island Diner, Mansfield, Ohio's oldest operating restaurant, located at 98 North Main Street, right in the heart of downtown Mansfield. Also want to invite you guys to watch Area Stat Leaders every Thursday on the OH Report. Also have our video podcast every Monday afternoon. Catch both of those on Facebook and YouTube. As this one forces Dale to backtrack, and now Zach. Decent return out across the 35-yard line.
Zach Deal on the return for the Cubs.
And don't forget tonight at 11:30, so in just a couple hours, we will have the Friday Night Pigskin hosted by yours truly. G-Man also on the show along with all the other OH reporters. We've got all the highlights from each game that we covered. I believe 8 tonight that we'll have some video for. All the scores from the 5 conferences, some interviews, analysis, and so much more. Massive drive here for the Cubs, just trailing by 4. They'll need to get in the end zone. Nothing brewing that time.
Got to thank for Mogadore. They got to step up here. Cubs front's really been dominating them here in the second half, and especially when they like to go to that jet sweep, they have gashed Mogadore. It seems as if every single time they've done it. I would expect that to come at least once this drive to see if Mogadore is able to stop it and stay true, but they're going to keep it tight here in this formation here on second down.
A deep safety, but everybody else within just a few yards of the line of scrimmage as Logan Toms looking like He-Man out there, ripping and running his way for a big first down.
Huge run right there from Toms because he had a guy all over him and somehow shakes him off. Carries multiple Mogadore defenders before he finally falls at about midfield. So good play right there and tremendous effort from Toms. Let's get the Cubs cruising.
Had Devin Graham draped all over him. Logan didn't care, kept moving. And now the Cubs just shy of midfield as they'll bring Finello in motion. Gets knocked down at the shoestrings, but not until he gets into Wildcat territory. Out across the 48.
There's that jet sweep I was just talking about, and you see the two. I believe that's the right guard and the right tackle. Pulling for the Cubs and trying to find a Wildcat out in open space to throw a block on, and Finello able to follow those guys and pick up a solid chunk.
Under 3 minutes to go. They'll fake it to Finello. Smolin this time. 2 hands on the ball. Late flag comes in. As of right now, it's a 4-yard pickup. It'll set up 3rd and 1. But the laundry coming from that head official. I'm just stunned by all these chop blocks against the defense.
It's one of the rarest penalties to be called as a chop block against the defense. Now against the offense, I can understand, but against the defense, let's see if we can find it here.
Yeah, I did see it that time. I saw the Dylan Page definitely got taken out by a Mogadore defender. Just dove right at his ankles. So if they're going to call it, they're at least being fair on both sides. We've seen it issued on each defensive unit. And now it's got the Cubs inside of the 30 with the clock rolling, under 2.5 minutes to go. Exciting finish here. If you're just joining us, all of the scoring has come with less than 5 seconds to go in the second quarter as that one's loose and the Cats are on it. The Butterfingers theme continues in this fourth quarter. There's been fumbles to go around for everyone.
Wow. I mean, how many fumbles is that now in the second half between both teams? This has got to be 5? 3 for the Cubs and 2 for Mogadore, just spilling it away. Cubs had the drive going, not able to handle the snap, and another fumble is going to lead back to that Mogadore offense to see if they can try to get out of here and escape Bob Wine Field with a 4-point victory.
So 2:15 to go. Lucas with just 1 timeout. So they're going to need to basically force a 3 and out here on this Mogadore drive. They want to keep a pulse thumping for the victory column for tonight. So really critical on both sides, of course, because if you're Mogadore and you can pick up a first down here in a couple of plays, that all but ices it. What a crazy fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a terrible turn of events for the Cubs here in the fourth quarter. They had it. Doing a great job on that offensive drive, taking clock away, but also getting, great yards and great plays in the process. And now to cough it back up and give it to Mogadore. Let's see if the defense here for the Cubs can stand tall.
They're going to give it to Constantine, looking, picking, and what a run.
Constantine on the carry.
Saw him using his vision, trying to find a crease, and when he found it, he just kind of pitter-pattered his way through.
He was dragging a couple Cubs, too, with him. You see as he's just churning those legs. He's looking at that first down marker, too, to make sure he gets it. Now forces Lucas in a tough situation here. It's going to be about 1:35 before this play is even snapped.
Play clock down to 10. And Cameron will take the snap here with it showing just 1 second. What a veteran play by the junior Constantine. Out across midfield. And Lucas burns their final timeout. As it's going to be 2nd down and about 6 here. And Lucas definitely going to need a stop with no more chances to stop the clock and under 90 seconds to go.
It's going to take, I think, a turnover here, Brian, for Lucas. Maybe Mogadore has a case of the fumbles here. They fumbled a couple times here in this 4th quarter alone, as has the Cubs. Maybe they can try to generate a turnover, generate a mistake, but if Mogadore is able to pick up, you know, another 1st down, that's all she wrote here from Bob Wine Field.
It's been an exciting game from start to finish. Mogadore taking that 6-0 advantage into the break with that crazy, almost a trick play right before the half. The 3rd quarter, Logan Toms with a touchdown run, Finello breaking away for a long one, and then in the 4th, Williams into the end zone with a pair of 2-yard touchdown runs, all set up by 3 Cubs fumbles. Full house backfield, and Williams somehow was able to emerge from the pile for a 1st down, and that's going to sew up a Wildcat victory here on the road.
I want to talk about a Houdini act. Somehow, some way, he's going to come out of this pile. I think he's down. No, he's not. He's still churning, and he's going to reach out for the 1st down. He shows the emotion, too. Going to get a timeout here from the Cubs. So that'll be their last timeout. It's now just 1:19 remaining as time is ticking away here on the Cubs' opportunity to pick up a win.
What a showing tonight for Williams. Talked about him in the pregame. He's committed to play at the next level, and he has not disappointed tonight. Mason Williams, 3 touchdown runs last week. 6'4", 245-pounder has been pounding Lucas from the start. A couple touchdown runs and a touchdown throw for him. Certainly, I think he's got to be the pick for our Kelly's Dairy Barn MVP.
Hard to not to pick Williams. He's had a ring in every single touchdown he's been involved. As now all it's going to take is a couple kneel downs, and Mogadore will improve to a spotless 5-0 as they're going to take on Warren JFK next week.
I think we got some laundry on the field on a nail down. Chalk that up under officiating calls that you just rarely see. And probably some frustration against the Cubs. Coach Spiller hates it, of course. Walking away from the official disgusted, but I mean, really, all it's going to take is for the Cats to kneel down a couple times. And that's all she wrote. And I think Coach Spitler might have just got tossed from the game, or at least another 15 yards. And some of the Cubs faithful starting to make their way towards the exit.
It's a tough spot to be in when they're just going for that kneel down, because usually refs will just say, it's kind of a dead play. No reason to show aggressiveness, but if you're Lucas, you're still trying to play on. It's just a tough spot to be in, and I get the frustration from the Cubs. As they're going to move this all the way down to, it looks like, the 20-yard line.
It's all kind of a moot point. Again, just want to remind you guys that we'll have highlights from this game, breakdown, and some analysis, along with all the other games on our OH Report family of networks tonight. Going down on the Friday Night Pigskin at 11:30. So if you want to hear my take along with Andy Jardy, Eric Will, G-Man, and the boys on this game and more. Tune into our main YouTube or our Facebook channel. And games here at Lucas usually go so fast, and now all of a sudden, you know, we thought we were just going to get a couple kneel downs and get out of here. Clock's been stuck at 1:11 for a long time. Now they'll wind the clock. 40 seconds. So just one more kneel down is all it's going to take from the junior quarterback, Zeke Cameron. And Mogadore will remain perfect on the season.
Got to tip your cap to Lucas here. They fought hard and they had multiple chances to win this game, just not able to do so, kind of shooting themselves in the foot. As they'll head over to Crestview to play another undefeated squad, pending that Crestview Monroeville score as Cameron O'Neill this one down. And Mogadore now improves to 5-0.
Exciting game here tonight, folks.
That's going to do it tonight for
Lucas definitely had their chances, like Garrett said, with that 14-0 run in the third quarter.
Mogadore 18, Lucas 14.
But just too many fumbles in the fourth for Lucas, and it leads to the Cats coming up victorious here on the road thanks to that guy leading the handshake line, Mason Williams, who's going to be our Kelly's Dairy Barn MVP when we return after the break. So keep it here. Post-game will be on the way right after a quick break.
That's all she wrote, folks, but the show's not done here on the OH Report. We got final stats, final analysis, and of course, an MVP interview coming your way right around the corner.
Our #1 receiver coming from the Shelby Whippets, Isaiah Ramsey.
He's caught our attention over here, and we're certainly going to keep an eye on the Willard Flashes.
We will see you next week on the Stat Leaders, brought to you by Spitzer of Mansfield.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Maumee Bay Turf Center, a leader in synthetic sports surfaces as well as natural field construction, maintenance, and renovation. Maumee Bay Turf is part of Turf Nation, the most trusted source in the synthetic turf industry, including creating the surface for the biggest game in pro football. From professional, college, and high school sports to recreation and commercial projects. Check them out at MaumeeBayTurfCenter.com and see our large collection of finished projects and services. Maumee Bay Turf Center, we build better.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
What's up, America? Brian Skowronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Well, just a absolutely wild second half here at Bob Wine Field that ends with Mogadore walking out of here. An 18-14 victor. The Wildcats remain perfect on the season in what was just an unbelievable finish of a great game. I'm Brian Skowronski, got Garret Parlett with me. 6-0 was the score at the break, G, and then all of a sudden, a couple of big plays in the third quarter by Lucas. They had Logan Toms getting into the end zone about midway through, and then it wasn't too much longer after the ensuing kickoff was fumbled by Mogadore. Finello ripped off a big 50-yard touchdown run, but that fourth quarter really costly for Lucas as they fumbled 3 times in the frame.
Yeah, it was an intriguing second half, to say the least. Both sides just coughing it up left and right. Neither side could really, get a grip on that ball, to say the least. And now Lucas, as it says on the graphic, dropped down to 3-2, and you don't see Lucas with 2 losses every year. It's a bit strange here for the Cubs, but they've played a tough schedule so far this season, and now they got to go play a tough team in Crestview. That'll be at Scott Bailey Memorial Field in Mogadore. Tough team themselves. They're going to prove the 5-0. And they play Warren JFK, who is undefeated before coming into the night. I'm sure they probably came out on the winning end. And I was listening to Coach down there when they were talking about the post game. He said that they're probably going to be, three touchdown underdogs. So Mogadore, kind of the chip on their shoulders so far this season, came into Bob Wine Field, a great atmosphere here, one of the toughest places to play, and picked up a big 18-14 victory. Somehow, maintaining cool with all the swings in the game, too. So hats off to Mogadore, a big win here at Bob Wine.
Mason Williams is our MVP, presented by Kelly's Dairy Barn. Coach said they don't have time for him to come up here. They got to get on the bus and get home. So, unfortunately, we will not get to hear from the Ohio University commit. But just your quick thoughts, G-Man, on what that kid brought to the table. I mean, the physicality obviously was off the charts.
Yeah, the dude. I mean, he can't be tackled by just an arm tackle or by one dude. It's got to be multiple guys. And Mason Williams showed off his physicality tonight. The dude can do it all. They lined him up at fullback, tight end, wide receiver, running back, wherever they needed him. He was able to get the job done and got it done here today for the Cats. They picked up a big victory.
All right, if you want to just give us some closing thoughts here on what we saw, Mogadore, we assume, is going to probably rock their way to at least 8-9 wins. They're going to get into the postseason. And then for Lucas moving forward, just what you think about them potentially being in danger of dropping down to 500 with another tough road game on the menu next.
Well, I think for Lucas, they know how to play tough teams. We just seen against Mogadore and Crestview, they don't have a Mason Williams, and I think Lucas tonight, if it wasn't for Mason Williams being on the field, I think, they win this game. And I even think if Lucas is able to hold on to at least one of those fumbles, I still think that they have a chance to win this game, and I think they would be able to pull it off. They had the drive down here the last time they had it, and they just coughed it up, and it was a big miscue and a huge, mental mistake, but let's see how the Cubs respond. They got to move on. After tonight, after tomorrow morning, they watch the film. It's time to move on, put it past us, because we got a Crestview team that we got to go in and try to knock off in another big game on next Friday night.
So the Cubs go down in disappointing fashion here at home. Their return for the first time since week 1 of the high school football season. They had their opportunities, as G-Man laid out there, with the lead in the fourth quarter with the football. And turnovers, they're costly every single time, and it certainly cost Lucas big here tonight. I want to thank all of our generous sponsors for helping bring you live and free coverage of tonight's game, including Kelly's Dairy Bar and Miniature Golf, who will get on another game since we didn't get an opportunity to really give them their MVP interview. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, Park National Bank, Scout Construction, Maumee Bay Turf Center, Tridico Sign Company, and the Coney Island Diner. For Garret Parlett and also Taylor Eisman, who joined me on the call here tonight, my name is Brian Skowronski, saying so long from Bob Wine Field. We'll see you in just about 2 hours on the Friday Night Pigskin. See you then.